Well, she started. Not very well, but she started. Day, God knows. Attempt. 3 million. It's not, I'm being dramatic. EcoSport last week, I put new spark plugs in. I did the rocker cover gasket. I put new HT leads on it. It started ropey at first. It smoothed out into a lovely idle. This, it starts ropey and stays ropey. so I'm not attempting to start it again. What I'm going to do is let the car tell me what it thinks is wrong with it. Alright, so the computer's doing its thing. I just popped in for a coffee and a cig because it takes ages on this. It's a 2008 computer. It's a Bosch ECU apparently. So it's not too bad for the year, but the only issue is it takes ages to scan. I'm on 70. No, what am I on? It's on 28 out of 31 at the minute, so we're nearly done. It's just obviously modern computers in cars. They're so much more faster. It's now 2026. So we'll let it off. It was good for the time. Pre-Facebook, pre-social media. Right, we've got 3 faults. The one we're looking for is the engine management system. And then we're going to try and grab some freeze frame data and see what it's telling us. I'm going to do some research before I come back up later. It's the same ones as last time. Alright, so we're ignoring the first one, the intermittent fault stop lamp information. Yeah, it's misfire codes. Permanent faults. Fault combustion misfiring. That's number 2, not categorised. Ignition coil 2-3 control fault, short circuit to positive. Where have we seen this one before? I think it's time for a short recap. An ignition coil control fault. That last one is the boss of the list. Okay. Ignition coil control fault. That's a coil pack, isn't it? The others are just consequences. What she has done is decided to eat through her crankshaft breather hose, which has given us a depollution warning on the dash and an engine light. It's also given us a misfire. We also thought the coil pack connector was loose and causing a misfire, or some of the pins had gone down. No. So what's actually happened? So the rocker cover gasket's gone, and it's leaking oil into the spark plug wells, which you can maybe just see down there. That's caused the misfire on number 2 and number 3. It's basically gone up the coil pack, and unfortunately it has destroyed one new Bosch coil pack. Oh. Do you think we have identified the problem correctly? Look at that. So oil's basically travelled up here. They're dry. This one's a little bit wet. You can see here, but cylinder 2, cylinder 3, that's when we had the error codes, can you remember? And I was battling it and losing my absolute mind. Well, now we know why I was battling it and losing my absolute mind. It's killed it, unfortunately, because look at that. It's completely...
But wait! There's more!
I've come prepared. I have a torch. Because things never go 100% to plan with Patricia. You start one job, you find 5. Right, we're back. It's later on the same day. So the test we've got to do. So I've unplugged the coil pack connector. I'm going to clear the error codes. I'm going to try to. Let's hope Patricia lets me in and doesn't give me the ECU blue screen of death. Fucking format error. And ask for mileage and dates and all that fucking, sorry, excuse my language, all of that stuff. So what we're going to do is I've unplugged the connector, and we are going to try to erase the codes on ECU. And my cousin's coming up with a multimeter kit so we can test the voltage going through the coil pack connector, just to see if we've got a broken wire somewhere, because that's The two things we wanted to check tonight. We wanted to check the codes. We wanted to unplug the coil pack connector. We wanted to fire the engine and see if the codes change. So that's the check we want to do. The second check we wanted to do was at the pin side to see if we were getting the right voltage, to see if we've got a broken wire or we've got anything else there. Thankfully, when Auntie May stops rabbiting, thankfully, my cousin Charlie turned up before I could check it.
Basically, all we done is check between 2 points on the coil to make sure where we're getting the correct voltages, and then we discovered when turning the ignition over that when I put the one probe on the negative on the battery and one probe on pin 1, we were getting 12 volts. We were getting nothing on the other 3 pins, so that confirms that the voltage was okay on that plug.
So that puts us firmly now to plugging the computer back in, seeing if the car recorded a new error code while we were cranking it, while Charlie was testing it. After that, the only final thing we've got, because we've ruled out now...
Setting it on fire.
No, it's not setting it on fire. That's a bloody good card. She's
Maybe
joking.
Matt do it.
She's joking. She's not going to do that before anyone reports us. So the final thing is possibly a transistor issue in the ECU. But before we guesswork on that one, I'm going to plug the computer back in a minute and see if it's got any new codes. Me and Charlie are in the car. We've got the computer running and we're just trying to see if we've got a different fault come up, the final fault. Yeah, no joy. We're still getting the same 6 codes, unfortunately. So it's a bit of a head scratcher, if I'm honest. So all I'm doing at the moment is just basically checking the BSI. That's it, just to see what we get back. We've got 2 codes. But we suspect they're still hangovers from the previous battery issues we had. But we'll have a look and we'll check those out as well. So at the minute, not really sure. I'm not really sure what to say, to be honest. Mechanically, the car's sound. Electrically, the car's sound. We've gone through it. He's had a look at it. Can't find any issue with the wiring to the coil. So I'll tell you what, the positive to take out of tonight is we've ruled out the coil connector. There's no issue with the coil connector. That's fine. The wiring from the coil connector to the ECU and to the battery, absolutely fine. So the last 2 things it could be, the one is it could be historical stored codes which are messing up the fuel-air ratio. Possibly. The one we don't want, the one we definitely don't want, and hopefully we haven't got, is basically the transistors gone in the ECU for cylinders 2 and 3 on the coil pack. So you've got 2 transistors in there. One does 1 and 4, one does 2 and 3 apparently. We don't want that to have gone, because that means we need a new transistor in there. And we need to take the old one off the ECU, and you need an ECU specialist to be able to do it. And that is definitely not me. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day for tonight. I'm going out and see the missus. So I've got the last thing to do to confirm exactly what's wrong with it. So I've got to follow BSI reset, and I've got to do the PSA startup on her. And once I've done that, I'm hoping she's going to work. That's the ideal. If she doesn't work, unfortunately, it confirms that we have a transistor issue on the ECU. Right, so we're doing the official BSI clear and PSA startup. So what you have to do is you have to go in the car, you have to pop the bonnet, put the driver's side window down. You've then got to get out of the car, leave it alone, unplug the battery, and leave the battery unplugged for 30 minutes to completely shut down and clear the BSI. So yeah, it's a bit of a waiting game at the moment. Then I've got to connect it and go through the PSA startup guide. So yeah, this is what I had to do when the original coil pack went just after New Year. The BSI reset and the official Peugeot startup unfortunately confirmed what we'd thought. which is a bit annoying. I was hoping that it was just going to be stored codes, but unfortunately it's not. What it is transistor for 2 and 3 on the ECU. So I'll explain in a bit more detail in a minute. I'm going home to have a cuppa. Nothing I can do with Patricia at the moment until we get a quote from a proper ECU specialist to replace the transistor, which is going to be fun. So, car's working. No misfire, no rattle. Amazing. And it was, if you can see down there, if you can see, right at the back there, that was shorting on the engine. Electrically, the car's sound. Can't find any issue with the wiring to the coil.
Can't find any issue with the wiring to the coil.
I know. I'm learning. I missed the melted wire at the back of the engine. But in my defence, what's that? I didn't have one problem. I had layers. Oil leaking into the spark plug welds. Split crankcase breather making it worse. Kentucky Fried coil packs. And as it turns out, a hidden wire shorting on the back of the block, out of sight. Dziękuję legendarny polski mechaniku. If it wasn't for you, I'd still be looking. So I just need to get the engine cover back on the top. Nice. She's working! Yes! I'm just taking her for a bit of a drive, just to see if everything's sorted. Oh my god, she feels great. Absolutely great. Engine's smooth, gear changes are smooth. There's no rattling yet or anything from suspension. That's where she broke down at Christmas. So the tracking's not 100% done. I've tried to align it as best as possible. Just literally so Aunt May can get down to the garage when she gets her new front tyres and get it done, get it fully aligned properly, because let's face it, I'm never going to be able to align it on the side of the road. The front end's all finished now, absolutely finished. Apart from a replacement passenger side in aligning, and you might hear that flapping. While I'm driving, but we'll see. So here are all the jobs that I did on Patricia. If I'd have fixed her in a garage, this is what it would have cost. Crazy. And that is how much it's cost me with me doing it. That's pretty good.